Now, one of the biggest global economic stories, certainly of 2018 so far, is without doubt the escalating trade war between the United States and China. Donald Trump yesterday proposing another $100 billion of additional tariffs in the latest tit-for-tat measures between the two superpowers, that's the US and China, and that is unsettled global markets. Some smaller players, including South Africa, might just see this as an opportunity on the world stage. Well, joining us to discuss this is Taku Fundira, an associate at the Trade Law Center. Taku, thanks indeed for coming in.
Thank you, Duran, and good evening to the viewers.
It's a tit-for-tat trade war, and we've seen some market-moving numbers here, the tariffs that the US are talking about against China and vice versa. These are the two world biggest economies here, so naturally we would expect it to move the markets. How much further can South Africa be caught up in this?
Well, I think what's happening right now, the situation remains fluid. And basically, we are seeing a situation where we've got an administration that is bent on ensuring that the campaign promises that they made are ensured. However, we also have China, on the other hand, which is saying it will all go out because it doesn't want to be seen as the weaker between the two of them. So basically, we're going to see these threats going on, but we're not sure how long this will take, because what it does right now, it shakes the confidence in the rules-based trade regime or governance that currently exists within the WTO.
And what happens as a consequence, I would imagine, is that if you have tariffs being propped up across the world, South Africa invariably faces those tough tariffs. It can become more expensive for goods in this country. So
certainly, especially when you look at the global value chains that everyone is proposing right now. Most of the inputs that are actually inputs for manufacturers. And the unfortunate part is that what you realize with countries that are along the value chain are caught up in this hole because it increases the cost of the inputs for particular products. So South Africa, in a sense, if you look at the way in this the Trump administration has proposed the increase in tariffs, currently doesn't have an exemption, and which means that for our steel products, there's definitely going to be loss in market to the US market, and then that gives a disadvantage for South Africa, having to look for optional markets, and obviously that also have to affect the distribution.
Let's talk about looking for those opportunities with the China putting some of those US items on its list to face possible tariffs. South Africa can stick in here as an opportunity. I mean, we export wine, some agricultural products to China. Certainly. Is there an opportunity for us? Well,
certainly there is opportunities, especially in the exports that we are currently exporting to China. There's a long list of products that we can export, but you must understand that the supply chain, the discovery of agents, distribution networks, that takes time to establish. So for products that we've got trade infrastructure existing already, there's potential for expansion of market share.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed. That was Taku Fundira, an associate at the Trade Law Center. Joanne, that's where we leave it for business, at least for this hour. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Devon. Very informative indeed.